Welcome to Dive Bar Comedy Podcast. This is GT.
Wild Joe. We are here for episode 28, and we've got some great shows coming up.
Yeah, this month we got February 28th at the Universal Bar and Grill. That's on a Thursday. And then we have Tuesday, March 12th at the infamous Lotus Lounge. Starts at 8 p.m. And then we have March 28th at the Liquid Zoo. That's on a Thursday.
So this is the Gts Comedy Jam. That's where we record the Dive Bar podcast. And we really have turned it into a jam now. So we have bands playing before and after the comedy. We have about a dozen comics on each show. It's always free parking, which is a rarity in LA. And the cover is only $10. So if you're in the LA area, come check us out. You can always look for the details for our upcoming shows on the gtscomedyjam.com webpage. Or look us up on Facebook. There's a page called Gts Comedy Jam. Attention all drinkers. Attention all drinkers. Do you like a smooth tasting vodka that goes down with no burn? How about Global Vodka, straight from Italy? Check it out. You can find it at global-vodka.com. Not only does it have a smooth, great taste, it also is gluten-free and organic for you health nuts. So try Global Vodka. You can find it at global-vodka.com, or next time you're in LA, check it out at Universal Bar and Grill. So what's been going on with you, GT? What's new?
I heard there's a new women's jail opening up in Lancaster. And I always fantasize about women in jails.
You ever watch those jail shows, Orange is the New Black? There was a really good one out of Australia that it may still be on Netflix called Wentworth. And it was a women's prison. It's actually pretty ruthless and violent, but I liked it. And my lesbian roommate really liked it. She was shocked that I liked it because there's a lot of lesbian action going on in female prisons.
Yeah. I could just imagine me walking through the cells. Walking outside the cells and women be looking at me all horny and throwing their panties at me like I'm Maroon 5 at a Super Bowl concert.
Well, that's a nice fantasy, GT. I hope that's not what you're thinking about when we have sex. But, yeah, I actually used to date a guy that was in prison. Not while we were dating, but he had been to prison. And he said that he had sex with at least one of the female guards. But I don't know why they would have female guards in a male prison. I guess they have to be equal opportunity, but that seems like a recipe for disaster.
He had sex with a female guard? I bet you she was like in there for a reason. She likes that kind of shit.
Yeah, I'm sure he wasn't the only guy. Yeah, she knows these guys are not getting it unless they're getting it up the ass. And so, yeah, she probably was doing all the prison felons.
Can you imagine working at a women's prison and all these women are bored and fucking horny as fuck?
I'm sure a lot of them are not even thinking about sex, but I've never been to any kind of women's prison, but I doubt they're very attractive. I would guess it's some of the most ugly people that you'll ever see. I don't know if I ever mentioned this on the podcast, that I went to a Sex Addicts Anonymous meeting one time, and I thought it would be kind of interesting or whatever, but the people there were like they looked creepy and weird and very, very unattractive. And we got out of there before the meeting really even started.
Do you consider yourself a sex addict?
I mean, I could be.
Quite honestly, I might be a sex addict too. My friend Mike, he went to a sex addict seminar. I mean, Sex Addict Anonymous. What do you call that? Sex Addict Anonymous. What?
Yeah, it's like Sex Addicts Anonymous or something. But honestly, I mean, everybody's supposed to be having sex all the time anyway. So I don't know what makes somebody an addict versus just normal, because most people are expected to be having sex like every single week at least. So, I mean, what's an addiction? You know, they expect you to be doing it like at least a few times a week.
Anyways, my friend Mike went to this Sex Addicts Anonymous group place, and he says that afterwards he had a whole bunch of sex with people like off that group. I mean, after the meetings.
I would say the attractiveness level at that group was like worse than if I went to like a homeless shelter to give out money, to give out food. So if he's having sex with all of them, that's like saying like, oh, I went to the homeless shelter to volunteer and I got laid so much. It was so awesome. I mean, it's not anybody that you would look at and have any interest in hooking up with. But then again, I mean, your friend, he's like 70 years old, so maybe his standards are different.
Yeah. But I've seen, he's a 70-something, he's almost 80 years old. And I always see him with black women. And every time, but he's always with some girls that are like, I saw him with some really hot chicks though. I've seen him out, hanging out with some bomb-ass chicks. And buying them dinners and this girls, I'll be like looking at him, and then I'll be like looking at the girl, Rihanna type of looking girls. I'm like looking at him, and like they're on a date, they call each other honey and love and shit.
But they're being paid.
I don't know. I think he just takes him out and gives him dinner and buys him stuff, I guess.
Well, who knows what the real arrangement is, but if those girls are not getting paid, they're probably hoping to get paid and thinking, oh, if I just hang out with this old man, I'll get this or I'll get that. So anyway, who knows? But yeah, I definitely wouldn't want to pick up anyone from the sex addicts meeting. I wouldn't want to pick anybody up at the homeless shelter, and I wouldn't want to pick up anybody from the prison. But you can continue on with your fantasies, GT, if that makes you feel happy.
Yeah, I was like, oh, working at a prison, like women's prison. Oh my God, it's like, it'll be like a dream job for me. Like I'll be walking around going, hey, girls, you can't be doing that, and they'll be looking at me going, hey, GT, I always want to fuck you, and I'll be like, yeah, I always want to fuck you too, but I don't know if I could do it. I don't know. I'm not too sure.
You'll probably pick up scabies or God knows what else. But yeah, not my type. Not my type. Especially, I don't know, men in prison are bad enough, but women in prison seem like even less attractive because they're usually like tough, or I don't know. I mean, I'm sure there's hookers and stuff that get busted, hookers and drug addicts that may be somewhat attractive that get busted for that kind of thing. But usually they go to jail, not prison, because those are not like serious offenses.
Yeah. Anyways, I've never been to a prison before. I've never been to jail. But I wouldn't want to go. Being surrounded by all guys. Horrible. No women. You're surrounded by a bunch of horny guys. There's no women, and they just want to fuck a guy.
Didn't you go to an all boys Catholic school?
No, it was actually a mix. And those Catholic kids, they're more hornier than public school kids, that's for sure.
Yeah, see, so it's hard to define a sex addict, you know. I mean, I think everybody is supposed to be having sex all the time. So that everybody's sort of it's like a food addict. If you have to eat every day and you do eat every day, does that mean you're a food addict? No, it means you're normal. I guess pervert would be a good description. Or if you spend a lot of your time and your effort and your energy, or you get into like situations that are bad because you're just looking for sex, or you're looking for some kind of kinky sex, and you wind up getting hurt or hanging out with disgusting people or ruining your life, your relationships. I think that's where it becomes an addiction.
Yeah. Anthony Weiner, he says he's a sex addict, but he had to go to Sex Addicts Anonymous, and he even sent some naked pics to a bunch of girls. You think he's a sex addict?
I don't know about that, but it's also a way of saying like, oh, I went through treatment and now I'm fine. Like, it's a way to say like, oh, I admit I have a problem. Now I'm getting help for it. Now just accept me, again, and I want my position back in society. So that's also because he got busted that he came out and said that kind of stuff. He may be an addict. Like, the fact that he's doing things that are destructive to his marriage, destructive to his career and his life. And I don't remember if the girls were consenting or underage or what the deal was with that, but sending out pictures can be dangerous because you never know what people are going to do with those pictures once they have them.
I can't believe Amazon's Jeff Bezos sent dick pics to his girlfriend and he got caught. I mean, like, and the girl showed it to her friends, and then they shared, and then what happened, somehow she shared it with her friends, and it ended up on in the hands of National Enquirer.
Is that how it happened, that somebody shared it, or did they somehow bust into his private messages?
She only sent it to her. He only sent it to her girlfriend, so she must have shared, showed it to her friends, and then somehow, it got probably shared.
I don't know. I thought they might have tapped into his phone somehow, because there was all that controversy before with a similar type of thing, that people were their phones were getting tapped. So if that's what happened, maybe the National Enquirer could have been intercepting his texts all along. And they found those naked pictures, who knows? But, yeah, I mean, it's too bad because if you, well, first of all, he's in the middle of a divorce, so it's a little soon to be like already sending out all these pictures and starting a new scandal with his new girlfriend. But, assuming if you're single and you're sending something to somebody that's your girlfriend or boyfriend, you would hope that nobody's going to spread those pictures around, but you can't trust anyone. And then when you break up, there's all these revenge porn sites and stuff where they send all the pictures. So I would just advise women, men too, to always take pictures from the neck down and never show your face in any picture you send.
Yeah. I've been in situations like that where I send my dick pic to some chick, and then I was like, she sent me her pussy pics. Before I know it went viral.
Well, was your face in the picture?
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, that's a problem. Putting your face in a picture is there's no way to deny it. So for anyone listening, my advice is just take close-ups. Take some close-ups. Send them out. Nowadays they tag your location and your everything else from your phone when you do it with your iPhone anyway. So I don't know. Maybe take it with a digital camera or send it from some random email. I don't know how to really make it private, but definitely don't put your face in it because that's going to be out there on the internet forever.
Well, you wanna legitimize the picture, by putting your face on your dick. You know what I mean?
I would say that's a big no-no, unless you just don't care. But you never know how those pictures are going to be used. You never know who's going to see them, and if you ever want to be employed or, there's a lot of reasons why you wouldn't want everyone in the world to see your face and your dick in the same picture. Like, they could pass it on to your family, they could pass it on to the press, they could pass it on to, your employer. So I would say don't do it.
Yeah, just like I would never send my dick pics to any girls as far as my face went, but I made a mistake once, like Jeff Bezos, and it went viral, so never do it again. Never do it again.
What do you mean by went viral? You mean a few people showed it to each other?
Yeah, something like that.
All right. Well, anyway, this has been a very enlightening conversation. I hope you guys can tune in to the rest of the show where we get into some comedy, some great interviews with the comics on our show. And today we have a few funny comics. We have Walter Booth. We have Logan Quiroz. And we have Deanna Dickson, who wasn't able to do an interview, but she had to run out of town to India. But she did allow us to put up her set. So check it out and let us know what you think.
Hey guys, you need flooring because your floors got messed up during the last party. You need flooring because your dog urinated all over the place and it's all brown and stained and it's buckling and it's warping because of your dog. You were out doing comedy. No one was home. Well, log on to selectflooring.biz. Selectflooring.biz. B-I-Z. And hit them up. Call them up. Say, hey, what your situation is.
Alrighty. We are back with Dive Bar Comedy. I'm Wild Joe. I am here with comic Walter Booth.
Hi, I'm Walter Booth. That is me.
All right. This is going to be a tough interview, I can tell already.
Yeah, get ready for it. It's going to be a tough one.
So this is the first time you've been on Gts Comedy Jam. And have you ever been doing any dive bar shows like this before?
Yeah, I'm from Denver, so there's a lot of dive bar shows and open mics and such in that town. So, yeah, this is similar to some stuff that I've done before, for sure.
Cool. And when did you move out to L.A.?
I moved out in October, so I've been here not very long, since last October.
So this is the first L.A. dive bar you've been to?
Yeah, true. Well, probably the second, because I went to the Silver Lake Lounge, and I guess you could call that a dive bar.
Silver Lake Lounge. I never thought of the Silver Lake Lounge as a dive bar.
Well, it's kind of dive bar-esque, I guess. It's maybe in the category.
You did comedy there?
Yeah, they have an open mic on Sunday, I think, that I did. Yeah.
Wow. Maybe I should book a show there.
Yeah, absolutely. If you like dive bars, I'd say, yeah, for sure.
Well, we named this podcast Dive Bar Comedy because those are the shows we ended up booking, and so we kind of stick to our brand. Everything has to be dingy and dirty.
Yeah. I remember when I first shot my Halloween video, I have a song called It's Halloween by GT. It's actually popular because the kids are just making different videos of the song. And I picked out the girl for the Halloween song from Silver Lake Lounge just back in 2001.
Whoa, small world. Small world. How about that?
Silver Lake Lounge could be a pickup spot if you're looking for hot video vixens.
I guess so. I guess this would also seem to be a place for hot video vixens as well, I assume.
You never know. And with this band, we have the band playing here. They have brought groupies before who were dressed to kill, like mini skirts and thigh-high boots and the whole thing.
Nice. Good for them. Yeah. Comics, you don't usually get, groupies. Yeah, that's usually a band thing, not a comic thing, so.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. You probably get, like, intellectual chicks with, like, glasses and stuff. You have glasses.
I do have glasses. Yeah, you can. I think you might go about it that route, or other comics. I think that that you know that's sort of who hangs around and dates comics. I would say other comics, maybe a couple of smart chicks that are actually dumb for dating comics.
Yeah, I tried not to date any comics. I did comedy for, I think, 4 years without dating any comics, although I got hit on by almost every comic.
Yeah, probably all of them at some point. Yeah, right. But that's a good policy. If I was a female comic, I probably wouldn't date male comics. That's for sure. Yeah.
Well, not only a lot of them don't have much going on professionally, although some do. Some are multimillionaires, if you go up the ladder to the right one.
Yeah, if they're making over $1 million, you know, that's where you can make an exception. But beyond that, And
I know myself, each relationship might last 3 weeks, and before you know it, a year has gone by. What's that? 17 times 3 is 51. So if I dated 17 comics that year, I'd be having a reputation as a slut, and I wouldn't be working on my own professional comedy skills.
That's true. That is true. Always something to keep in mind, for sure. Yeah, you don't want to. You don't. You gotta maintain your reputation. That's for sure.
It's easy to move from one person to the next, and I kind of fucked up. Sorry for the F word. I fucked up a lot of my connections. Not a lot. Only 3 that I could think of, but 3 really good connections as they came up I was doing music before. So like number 1 songwriter wanted to write with me. We have sex. Then all of a sudden it all fizzles out or that kind of thing. And it just ruins the working relationship.
Yeah, I've dated comics before. Things get personal. It's usually not a good. It usually doesn't end well. It usually doesn't end well. With a few exceptions, I would say it usually doesn't end well when comics date comics or just performers dating other performers, that kind of thing. You mentioned that you ran into that situation. Sounded pretty awkward, so.
It usually doesn't last forever, and then one person gets a boyfriend or girlfriend, and then they don't want you around, and then they shun you, and then you get shunned by a whole circle of people that you were trying to network with, and your whole networking that you've been trying to do every night for years on end is like all ruined. It's horrible.
That's brutal. That hasn't happened to me yet. Yeah, just a little joke there. I wouldn't anticipate that happening. I don't know. Probably not as big a guy as big a deal as a guy.
That's true. And also the ratio of men to women in comedy and in music and in probably a lot of other fields is like 9 men for every 1 woman.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Not as much of a chance for you to screw up your entire career if you sleep with one of them. If you're a guy versus a girl. Yeah.
Yeah, and it never helps you. People say, "Oh, sleep your way to the top." It never helps you. I've slept my way to not getting a job. I slept my way to no longer having somebody to work with.
Oh, that's never happened. That's never happened to me. I can't attest to that, but I would. I'd venture to guess that it's probably ruined more careers than started them. Yeah.
Yeah, and I learned my lessons, so I stopped hooking up with comics, and then actually one day I hooked up with GT because I was like, you know what? If we never talk again, who cares? I don't really care.
Yeah, I can see that.
And then we wound up getting married.
Oh my God. So now if you never talk again, it's a big deal.
Now it would be a much bigger deal. Yeah. We got the baby, and now there's going to come another baby. And thank you.
Didn't even notice till you mentioned it.
Yeah. So it would get a little weird. I can't just stop talking to him. We're connected now.
Yeah, that's true. You're just like, oh, peace out. Yeah, sorry.
Sometimes I think about it. I'm like, oh, I'm done with GT. I don't want to talk to him anymore. But I can't.
Ouch. Ouch for him. But I guess that's true in any marriage, I assume. I've never been married. But
I hadn't been before either, but, you have to live with this person. You have to see them every day, and even if you don't feel like talking to them that day, there was nobody I wanted to see every day before that. I don't talk to my mom every day. I don't talk to my sister, my best friend, my cat. Yeah, I talk to my cat every day back when I had a cat, but there's nobody I want to see and talk to every day. But when you're married, you have to.
You have to. You don't have any other options but to. So is that so that's kind of a. You ever like take vacations away from him and such, or just be like, I need a day just to myself, something like that?
He's pretty much gone like almost all the time, and then he does open mics and goes to the gym at night till like 2 a.m. Sometimes I think like, oh, I would like GT to be home more, and then he comes home and he's so annoying that I'm like, oh, you know what, just go.
So GT goes to the gym at like 2 at night, 2 a.m.
Yeah, he belongs to 24-hour fitness. GT. I was just saying. Oh, he's running away. He's running. He's literally running because he has to work the door. But no, GT does the open mic, and then he goes to the 24-hour fitness after the open mic, and he likes to work out for like 2 hours straight, 5 days a week, which is severe dedication. But I don't know why you have to work out that much.
It's a lot of working out. I try to do it a few times a week. You know, I try to get some reps in, and you know, it's LA. You know, you feel obligated to in this town. Work out a bit.
I've never spent 2 whole hours in the gym, though. Like, what is he doing?
That's a long time. Usually I just work out like 30, 40-minute chunks. Yeah.
Yes, 30 minutes.
2 hours? That's probably not good. That's probably not good for him. I don't
know what? I know him, though. I bet most of his time is spent resting between sets.
Yeah, probably like in the showers and stuff. He's probably just like in the shower for a long time, or like the 24-hour fitness probably has like the like sauna, stuff like that. He's probably sitting in the sauna for a while.
Like jerking off in the sauna with a bunch of gay guys.
Yeah, that's probably it. That's right. If he's gone for 2 hours, yeah, there's definitely some homosexual masturbation going on.
He's flexing in front of the mirror. He's working on his posing skills. I don't know what he's doing, but luckily he's not here to hear this, so haha, GT.
Yeah, got him.
So, all right. Well, I can tell you're a funny guy already. I can't wait to hear your set. And, where can people find you online?
Yeah, Instagram, I'm Walt Booth. Twitter, Walter Booth V. So that's where you can friend me on Facebook. I probably am not going to respond to your friend request on Facebook, though. But, yeah, Twitter, Instagram, and usually I post about shows and stuff on there. So, yeah.
Awesome. All right, Walter. Well, it's been fun talking to you, and it'll be fun hearing your comedy.
Yeah, well, thank you very much. It's been fun. I look forward to it.
Hey, ladies. You want some hot deals on sexy styles? Check out everydaysweetheart.com for everyday great deals on cute and sexy outfits, clubwear, mini dresses, leggings, sexy lingerie. And guys, feel free to stop by too and find something hot for the girl of your dreams. That's everydaysweetheart.com. And for 10% off, use the friend code TAKE10. That's TAKE10. Thanks a lot.
One love. Give yourselves a round of applause for coming out and checking out the show, showing us love tonight. You know what I mean? One love for the Universal Bar and Grill for hosting us tonight. They're great at their place. Great place. Make sure you tip your bartenders and finger your girlfriend. You know what I mean? I mean, yo, all right. So we got another comedian coming up in a little bit. I had a weird thought earlier and whatnot because I went to Tijuana recently. And I don't know if you guys know what happens in Tijuana. Well, I'm not going to tell you directly. But let's just say I got with a young lady. She had one of those fake butts. Has a guy ever here ever dated a girl with a fake butt? Say something if you have dated a girl with a fake butt. Yeah. See how few people it is? I'm going to tell you motherfuckers something right here. That shit is fucking weird. Fake butts? Dude, they fucking, you smash it and you grab it because a woman, they supposed to be soft and delicate. Skinny girl, flat butt. Them girls with the fake butts, their asses feel like this microphone stand. It's fucking ridiculous. It's like grabbing a training spot set. No bullshit. So rule number 1, ladies, I don't care how small your ass is, keep your regular, natural ass. Round of applause for natural asses and soft butts in this bitch. Goddamn right. I love your flat, soft ass, girl. Don't you ever change that shit. Fucking big booty, balloon butt, basketball, James Harden, bitch hoes. Can't stand the asses. You know what I mean? Can't win a championship, I tell you that. You score all the points they want. So you guys ready for the next comedian coming to the stage? Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. It's real exciting. You know what I mean? Wonderful gentleman. They call him the Walt Diddy. Back where he's from. That's his crib. That's his hometown. He do what he do in his free time. I don't really trust him too much because guys named Walter, they kind of dangerous. But I don't know, just like Walter White from that goddamn show when they sell the drugs and the meth. Watch out for Walters. So I want you to show some love for the man with the W for the first letter, the B for the last letter. Get hype, get ready for Mr. Walter. Booth. Round of applause to Walter Booth, ladies and gentlemen.
Like the intro there. Hell yeah. I am Walter Booth, part-time comedian, full-time DJ. That's right, yeah. My DJ name, DJ Booth, y'all. Yeah. Oh, ladies, the DJ booth. Oh, ladies, the DJ booth, please. Okay. A lot of you are probably wondering, hey, what's the deal with this dude's voice? You know, it sounds like something happened. Sounds like he was kicking the nuts right before he went on stage. That's not actually what happened. My mom was addicted to helium while she was pregnant with me. She huffed a lot of balloons while she was pregnant with me, so much so that when she gave birth to me and they cut the cord, I kind of flew around the room for a little bit. Just sort of landed. Because that's what balloons do. You get it. There's some clever people in the audience making connections in their minds, getting a laugh. That's the whole goal there. Anybody ever look at a dog taking a shit? Anybody? Yeah, everybody. I think everybody at one time in their lives has seen a dog taking a shit. The smaller the dog, the funnier it is, by the way. I don't know if you guys noticed this, but, you know, little dogs, the legs are shaking and they're just helpless. I don't know if I'm describing a dog pooping or my uncle during his colposcopy, but I was actually just describing a dog there. But what's weird about dogs when they take shits is that they'll just look at you right in the eyes, you know, while they're taking a shit. And a lot of people are kind of like weirded out by this. They're like, hey, what's the deal with this dog? Why is it looking at me while it's taking a dump? Well, the reason for that is because the dog is looking for safety. It wants to feel comfortable while it's doing its business, and for that, it just wants to look you in the eyes. And that's why I think that we need to tear down our bathroom stalls. I think no more bathroom doors anymore. I think we just gotta let it happen. Just be looking at each other in the face while we're taking a shit. And I think we need that out here in LA. A lot of smog, bigger shits. Most people don't know that because it's not true. I just made that up. If you thought that, you just take big dumps. If you were agreeing with me, you're just like, okay, yeah, big smog. That explains why I take large shits. It doesn't. I just made that up. You probably just have a big butthole. Probably not you. I just randomly looked at someone in the audience there. I'm sure your butthole's fine, based on your reaction there. Fine. You know, you eat a lot of Taco Bell, you have a big butthole, you're gonna take big shits. That's just kind of, you know, I'm here to educate you guys, as well as entertain. Speaking of which, I looked in the history of vibrators recently. Anybody use vibrators in the audience? Yeah, we got some real fans out there. The first person to ever use a vibrator, that was Cleopatra of ancient Egypt, okay? And she didn't do it, they didn't have electricity back then. She didn't just plug this thing into a wall. She gathered a bunch of bees. She put a bunch of bees into a gourd, okay? And then she just sort of made honey. You know what I mean? Just sort of squatted down. That was the world's first vibrator. And actually, she got stung. You know what I mean? It's like the old adage goes. You know, you play with fire, you're gonna get burned. You put a beehive between your legs, you're gonna get stung. And so naturally, she's gonna go to the doctor every time. You know, hey doc, I got these bumps. You know, we need some full panel testing going on here. You know, done a lot of sleeping around. And he goes, these are actually obviously bee stings. And she goes, I don't think so, doc. And he goes, no, these are definitely bee stings. And she goes, I don't think so, doc. And he goes, wow, looks like Cleopatra really is the queen of denial. Huh? Who saw it coming? Huh? Who saw that one coming? I hope she did, otherwise it wasn't worth it. That's for sure. Well, the history of the vibrator really doesn't just, it doesn't stop with Cleopatra. We got electrified. Things got more, things got a little bit kinkier. The year 1890 rolls around. I don't know if you guys remember in these days. But back then, the women were horny in the year 1890. You know, much like today, except back then, the guys were even more clueless. You know, they were wearing top hats and shit. Nobody had a fucking clue in the year 1890. And so, you know, women were horny, and the guy's like, what are we gonna do? Let's just take them to the doctor, you know? And the doctors, those were the fucking weirdest guys in town. Those were the fucking coke addicts who were prescribing fucking meth for shit. Kind of like today, except, you know, back then it was actually meth, you know, and not just like Adderall and all this other shit. So, doctor's like, well, clearly what the problem is this lady just needs to get off, you know? And the husband's like, well, could you do it for me? And the doctor's like, all right, you know, let's get this thing done. So, anybody following me so far? We're all on board? Doctor's 1890. He's masturbating the women, so. This is all true. This is 100% true. Well, like 90%, I think. So, the lines are out the door for the doctor, because, you know, women got word, oh, hey, doctor will masturbate you now. All right, you know, sign me up for Obamacare or whatever. Let's go to the doctor. And these doctors are getting tired. Their wrists are getting sore. They've been masturbating these women for, you know, weeks on end. And so they invent the world's first electronic vibrator. And you guys aren't going to believe this. It was hand cranked. What the fuck? What? Why? If you could just do it the old-fashioned way, couldn't you just... Okay, well, you know, I thought that was an interesting quip there. Interesting historical factoid. You know, just a couple more things, just a couple more little ha-has, and then I think I've done my job up here, believe it or not. That was... Yeah. We're having fun. I'm having fun up here. I guess, in conclusion, you know, to whatever the fuck this was, I eat pussy. I think, you know, and as a feminist, just found out now I was a feminist. Whoa, he was hiding it the whole time. As a feminist, I think guys need to, well, you know, if their partners are chill with it, and if they want it, guys should eat pussy, okay? That's just how it works. We got a few people who agree with that. But I do have a couple of rules. Rule number 1, has to be attached to a living woman, okay? Made a lot of mistakes in my day. Rule number 2, has to be unshaven and from California, because I only eat local and I only eat natural, folks. That goes for food and vagina. One more rule, almost goes without saying, no yeast infections. Please, no yeast infections. I'm gluten-free, so that's... Thank you very much, everybody. I've been Walter Booth.
Yeah. Show some love, show some love. That's right. One more round of applause for Mr. Walter Booth. Goddamn right. Goddamn right, you motherfuckers. Goddamn right. Anybody an R. Kelly fan? All right, y'all lying. Y'all all done fuck the R. Kelly. Stop lying. Stop lying. Stop lying. Like 80% of my pussy, I've got off a 12 play. I need us to like give him forgiveness for that shit. I know he's terrible. I know he married Aaliyah. I know he's just the fucking worst. God damn! Everybody's bad. Michael Jackson getting killed right now. He getting killed. Bill Cosby done. I'm waiting for them to get Harvey Weinstein though. I want Harvey Weinstein. Y'all want Harvey Weinstein to go down? Yeah. You goddamn right. He won't though, and you know why. You know why. He will not go down. Maybe. Maybe. I don't know though, I'm still concerned. So we got another comedian come to the stage. She's actually a wonderful young lady. You guys ready for the next comedian come to the stage? That's goddamn right. We got some feminine wiles coming to the stage. So fellas, keep your dick in your pants. Or actually, if you don't worry about it. It'll be funny if you don't. All right, so put some love, show it together, and give it bang, bang, bang for Miss Double D, Miss Bang Bang Street Lady, Deanna Dickson!
Thank you, let's keep that up. Okay. All right, man, keep that dick in showing off, okay? So you don't have to hide it, though. Oh, gosh. I'm happy to be here. The only thing I'm not happy about, I have a tooth that needs replacing. I can't afford to fix it, right? I don't have any insurance for it. Does anybody have insurance around here? Woo! Yeah, I mean, Trump keeps on talking about building the wall. Why can't he start by building me a bridge? All right, that was a pinch. Oh, that'll make my smile great again. And my husband's hoping that'll keep all the Mexicans out of my mouth. Uh-huh. Okay, that was another punchline. I like him in my mouth. Okay, I'll admit, I got him. Look, Happy New Year's. The only thing okay, don't get me wrong, I love New Year's. I just hate New Year's resolutions, right? I mean, I want to lose weight. I'm still fat. I want to declutter the house. It's still a fucking mess. I want to stop dealing with the mentally ill people. I'm still married. Yeah, you try living with them. Like, okay. He must be crazy because he married me, right? Okay, is that what you're saying? Look at, speaking of decluttering the house, my girlfriend, she's like, oh my God, when you grow up, you're going to be a hoarder. I'm like, oh, hoarder? I go, that really pissed me off, right? I'm like, you get over here, we need to talk. When you get over here, just duck under the yellow caution tape, make a right at the 4,000 National Geographics, and have a seat on one of the ice chests. All right. You know what? I asked her to lunch. I go, hey, would you like to go to lunch? She's like, oh my God, I can't. I go, why not? She goes, because I just swallowed 14 sleeping pills. I go, 14 sleeping pills? Oh my God. Everyone who knows at least takes 30 to get the job done. And by the way, can I have your shoes? Can I have your husband's phone number? Oh my God, your husband is so cute. Oh, I'm telling you. And speaking of food and trying to lose weight, it turns out I'm a foodie. Okay, all right. Okay, I'm not a foodie. I confess, I'm a food addict, right? Which means I just shove a bunch of food in my mouth, which sucks except the part of shoving the food in my mouth. I mean, that part is pretty awesome. When I get home, my husband wishes I would shove him in my mouth. I know, but it's so weird because that's the only time I don't feel hungry. So strange. Yeah, I just, I eat so much food that my stomach ends up hurting. I mean, it hurts so bad that the next day, I almost don't do it again. Amen. I need prayer for that. Oh, I know. I'm serious. All right, I'm a chiropractor. All right, give it up for chiropractors. Where would you be without us? And I just tripped over the stairs. I went to 4 chiropractors today. That's how much chiropractic I need. Well, my name is Deanna Dickson. Some of my patients have nicknames for me. This one guy, he called me Dr. Double D. My initials are DD. Okay, good. You know, I was so offended because these are double E's. I worked for these. I ate for these. I'll eat some of your nachos. I'll eat some of your French fries. Cheese French fries. All right, they like that joke. I'm sure it's the joke. I don't think somebody won. I think it was just my phone. You know what sucks about being a chiropractor is some people don't consider us to be real doctors. Okay, you know what? Since I'm not a real doctor, then I can date my patients. Woohoo! All right, look, I don't date my patients. That'd be very unethical. I marry them. And I didn't just marry one, but 2 of my patients. My first husband, he couldn't get it out. Yeah, it sucked. The worst part is he wanted to blame me. He's all, you're so fat, I have to watch porn while we're having sex. just to get it up. I know. It's okay because I got him back. We were at Disneyland at one of those ice cream kiosks. The guy's like, would you like some soft serve? I'm like, no thanks. I brought my own. That marriage did not work out because he died. I know. I was shocked too. Looking in the open casket, that was the first time I saw him. That stiff. Second marriage not going well either. And not because he died. Because he fucking won't die. Oh. Okay, that got a laugh. The thing is, he sounds like he's gonna die every night. He's got sleep apnea. And where he doesn't breathe for like 40 seconds at a time. Like, and it used to freak me out. Now he's all, I'm like, go to the light. So I can go to sleep. Now he comes to bed with one of those CPAP machines. Ladies, there's nothing more sexy than sleeping next to Darth Vader. What's stupid, he still tries to get some with that evil looking mask. He's like, I'm your father. Come to daddy. You know, I get asthma. Sometimes my asthma gets so bad, it sounds like I'm having an orgasm. I'll be like, I'm coming. I'm coming. I'm kidding. I never come. Thank you, I'm Deanna Dickson. Follow me on Instagram, Deanna Dickson Comic.
That's right, good jokes. That's right, she never comes. So somebody make this woman come. That's right. Ooh, ooh. Another round of applause for Miss Deanna Dickson. That's right, great shit, great shit, great shit, great shit, great shit, great shit. That's right, that's right.
Hey guys, you need a party tent, you need a commercial tent, you need a tent because you have no garage. Well, log on to webtentsale.com, webtentsale.com, and check out our site. This site is designed for commercial tents, party tents, and anything but camping tents. So if you need a tent because you have a party and you will need to buy it instead of renting it all the time, you're tired of throwing your money down the drain, well, go to our website, webtentsale.com, and check it out and order your tent right now.
Hey, it's Wild Joe.
And G to the mother effing T, formerly known as GT.
Formerly known as GT. Formally known as GT. Or formerly known as GT.
Formerly known as GT.
Oh, okay. I thought you said formerly. I was like, you're still known as GT. All right, we're here at Universal Bar and Grill for another taping of Dive Bar Comedy Podcast.
Yeah, we're at Universal Bar and Grill. It's right next to Hollywood where everything goes down. Universal City, Universal Walk, and
Universal Studios.
Universal Studios, yeah. It's like this place it's like a dive bar, and it's more of a happening dive bar, don't you think?
I love this place. I feel right at home here. We've done a lot of shows here. And today we have a very fun comic named Logan Quiroz. What's up, Logan?
Hey, nothing much. Just out here ready to check out this dive bar.
So you perform in lots of dive bars?
Yeah, I do comedy in Las Vegas, and there's actually one of the places just called the Dive Bar. So it's the most dive bar place you could possibly get.
You know what? GT and I have been talking for a long time about going to Las Vegas and doing a dive bar show out there for our podcast. Would you recommend that place?
Oh, that's an interesting place. You're gonna see some characters there. It's pretty much where people go to like practice getting heckled and stuff, or just dealing with the silence. But it's a crazy crowd. It's like a kind of biker gang hangout sort of thing. Yeah.
Cool. GT, where'd you find this guy?
I found him through other places, like the other comedy clubs.
How did you find him? You didn't even know he lived in Vegas.
He did tell me he lived in Vegas. I remember talking to him. I met him through Flappers.
So you live in Vegas, or you just came from Vegas?
So I'm from LA. I moved to Vegas like 5 months ago for work, and now I go back and forth. So today I came from Vegas though, but I'm LA, Vegas, mostly in Vegas right now.
Cool. Yeah, you're definitely gonna have to be one of our contacts in Vegas when we come out and do the podcast out there.
Yeah, you got a dive bar called Jackpot, and then you over there at the at Vegas, and then you have another dive bar called the Rebar, right? What other dive bars do you know?
Like the Weed Bar?
No, Rebar.
Oh, Rebar. He told us about one called Dive Bar.
Yeah, so you got Monday Dive Bar. There's Sand Dollar out there on Monday as well. There's Noreen's. That's a Pittsburgh Steelers bar. That's a really cool spot. That's like the big. They have mics there Sunday nights. That's where everyone goes. It's like they do that thing till it's like 4 or 5 hours. It goes on, but that's the big one. I think those are most of the dive bars we have, and then there's a couple other little spots.
What about the Jackpot and then the Rebar? You ever heard of those places?
Yeah, Jackpot's Wednesday night. That's cool. They have a open mic set up there. It's where they have a wheel you spin, and whatever it lands on, you do a different. Like it could be you have to do comedy with the lights out. You have to do comedy lying down. You have to. There's a mystery word. And if you say that word, you get kicked off the stage. But it's like a bunch of little different challenges, or you have to do crowd work. But that's what Jackpot is. So it's like it's a very different mic. And then Rebar is really cool. It's like outdoors. So it's been cold recently, but yesterday was the first day where it's really started to pick up again. It was nice out, but when it's nice out, Rebar's probably one of the best spots out there.
Yeah, people think Vegas is so hot, and it is in the summer for a couple months, and then it's freezing in the winter. It has about 2 decent months, like spring and fall.
Yeah, exactly. When I first moved out there, it was midsummer, and it was like 115 every day. So that was a rude awakening. And now it's cold. It's not ridiculously cold, but it's cold. So, and Rebar's outdoors. So, at the peak of summer, it's pretty empty. At the peak of winter, it's pretty empty. But besides that, that's a great spot.
Cool. Yeah, we're definitely going to have you as our Vegas connection from now on, Logan.
So during the peak of winter, Vegas is not as crowded.
Yeah, I would say at least that place. That place isn't as crowded. The Steelers bar, that place gets crowded during football season. Of all the of the people there watching the football games all day, and then you go there at night for it's like a show pretty much. But that's a cool spot. It's called Noreen's. Besides that, yeah, I think for the most part it stays pretty decent year round. Besides the outdoor spot like Rebar.
Yeah, I've been to Vegas, and when you get off the Strip, it's pretty shady. It's pretty sketchy out there. Like Vegas on the Strip is like all party people and tourists, but off the Strip, their dive bars have got to be really, really divey because there's some sketchy neighborhoods in Vegas.
Yeah, definitely. The dive bar is definitely the sketchiest spot. I've had a couple sets there where you come off the stage and people threaten to fight you, or you're on stage, people are threatening to fight you. But yeah, so it teaches you gotta kind of how to deal with some of those hecklers. But yeah, that's an interesting spot. I suggest it for sure though.
How do you handle hecklers that want to fight?
Well, I mean, when people heckle, you try to kind of joke around with them, but and make it all lighthearted. But sometimes at dive bar, you kind of gotta flip it around and you just gotta throw it right back in their face, because they're very aggressive there, and it's like they smell fear.
Wow.
That's why we came up with dive bar comedy, because doing a comedy show at a dive bar, I've seen comedians just get up, because I remember there was a heckler once, and then this comedian he after his set, he was so afraid of getting beaten up, he just right away ran away.
No, but there was another comedian who was getting heckled. And then he did a really dumb thing. He was getting heckled by like a 300-pound sumo guy, and the comedian started taking off his shirt like he was going to fight. I'm like, why would you want to fight this guy?
Yeah, no, I always if that happens to me, I self-deprecate and I make him look like the alpha 100% so he doesn't try to fight me, and he feels good about himself, get some laughs. But yeah, at the dive bar, a lot of times it's either silence, and then if you're doing jokes and no one's paying attention, you're like, I just got to get through this. But then someone heckles you, you're kind of like, this is my chance to get something going. Because there, people love that confrontation, and that could be your chance to get some big laughs at a place like that.
Yeah, it's interactive. You know, a lot of people, they just want to get up there. A lot of comics want to get up there, recite their set like that they memorized and all their lines, but they're not really interacting with the audience, and you have to realize it's a two-way conversation. Even though you're the one with the microphone, you're the only one talking, you still have to interact both ways with the audience.
Yeah. What it's supposed to be, you know, everyone's quiet and you're telling jokes, but it's not always like that. So you got to be able to, you know, when somebody yells at you, get off the stage, you got to be able to throw something back at them sometimes.
Yeah, and people want to be involved. They want to interact.
So tell us about Vegas. Do you have to be famous to perform at all those big comedy clubs? Like, you know, I heard Laughs out there, and then there's a bunch of other comedy, like hotels. You have to be famous?
For the most part, the local Las Vegas comedians, they'll try to get on like the LA Comedy Club out there. It's the Stratosphere is where that's at. That's like a big one for them. But as far as like the Comedy Cellar and those big places out there, they don't really look at the local comedians. You got to come from somewhere else to really get involved with those big comedy clubs. Because for the most part, like people in the local comedians in Las Vegas, it's tough to really rise up the ranks there.
You know what? It's tough for the local comics in LA to rise up the ranks too. It's kind of like you're either in or you're out.
So you're saying you can't get booked at those major comedy clubs unless you have a big name?
Yeah, I would say so. There's some like the LA Comedy Club where you can. Some people will make it. A big one out there is the Dirty at 12:30. That's it's at South Point Casino, and they pack that place out. It's every Friday night with like 300 people, and that's like a big show to get on. But besides that, like the Comedy Cellar and places like that, they don't look at the local comedians too much.
So there's a few places. You're saying the Stratosphere and South Point. There's a few places that local comics stand a chance of getting booked.
Yeah, and then there's a couple other spots, but those like the big places they look to get booked there. And then a couple people go on, I think it's the Laugh Factory out there, but a couple different spots. But for the most part, yeah, it's small shows for the locals.
Yeah. Well, you got to get an agent or something. Get on the right track. I don't know.
How long have you been doing comedy?
I've just been doing comedy. I started in probably doing like 9 months now.
Oh, wow, you're new.
Yeah, pretty new to it. And it was like 2 months in LA and then the rest out in Vegas.
You're hitting it hard because you know all the places already.
Yeah. As soon as I'm try to go to at least one a night, 1 to 2 a night. So, yeah, as much as I can.
Awesome. Well, we can't wait to hear your set. Where can people find you on social media?
Social media is Instagram. Let's see here. I think it's Logan_Quiroz, Quiroz. Probably the only Logan Quiroz on Instagram. I don't know if that's my name. Besides that, Twitter. I'm not on Twitter too much, but I think it's the same name. And yeah, that's about it.
Cool. Look forward to checking you out.
Yeah, man. I hope you have a really good set.
Cool. Thank you.
LA residents, are you tired of slippery floors? Are you afraid you might slip on your tile? Well, check out tightgripla.com. It's a local business coming out, surveying your floors, and treating it with a non-slip solution, a semi-permanent non-slip solution that will keep your floors safe, whether in the rain outdoors or indoors in the kitchen or bathroom areas that sometimes get wet and very slippery. So if you want safer floors and to not get injured while you're just walking around, check out tightgripla.com.
You treat your bartender good? You goddamn right. Treat your bartender just right. She's a lady, so keep it to yourself and show her mad love. You know what I mean? Yeah, I mean. Hell yeah. All right. So we got another comedian coming to the stage in just a little bit. Wait, time out.
Hey guys, we got Global Vodka here. I'm promoting Global Vodka. It's $5 kamikazes. You've got that going on. $5 kamikazes with premium Global Vodka. Make sure you guys get that shit. All right. I'm promoting it. They're promoting, they're sponsoring their show, so get it. It's pretty good.
That's right. Gotta love the enthusiasm from GT right there. God, you feel so much better now, right, guys? That's right. That's right. That's right. But that is true. Global Vodka is one of our sponsors. Let's give a round of applause for Global Vodka for being one of our sponsors. I mean, they need to give out some free liquor shots to sell us all. You know what I'm saying? Who wants a free liquor shot? You know what I mean? I know I do. I know I do. Alrighty, right. So we got the next comedian come to the stage. I'm not gonna fuck around and whatnot. He's got a pretty cool name. His name is half X-Man, half Latino border jumper. This shit is fucking complicated. He's like a wetback X-Man. This shit is gangster. I love this fucking name. I don't even know this man, but I love his fucking name. So you guys ready for this motherfucker to come up here right now? You goddamn right. Put some love, show your hands, and get it all up for Mr. Logan Quiroz.
Yeah, what's up, guys? That was a great, holy shit, I can't even say my last name like that. That was fantastic. And you guys ever have, you guys know those kids in middle school who were trying to start a rock band? Yeah, this is their garage. This is all of their garages. This is what they all look like. How did you guys see that band before? There's some big guys. How do they all fit up here? What the fuck? I barely fit up here. And there's 17 guitars. There's no way you could use all these unless someone's fucking playing on a table or something. Oh, we got Wild Joe here. She's pregnant. That's pretty cool, right? Yeah, you guys know how if you, like, moms, sometimes pregnant moms, they'll put the Beethoven or whatever music on the stomach and the baby comes out smart? He's put on these dive shows. The baby's just gonna come out in a leather jacket, fucking smoking cigarettes. It'll be great. It'll be great. Got some good Budweiser deals here. If you want to save 50 cents, come during the happy hour. Jesus. If you're trying to save 50 cents, like that's fuck, gotta make happy hour. Save this 50 cents. You gotta fucking get your life together. You don't need Budweiser at that point. Fucking, you gotta be working extra hours at your job. Wherever you're at. Oh, yeah, so, yeah, like you said, I'm Mexican. And recently I've been trying to find a Chinese wife. Yeah, I want to have Filipino babies. Yeah, so I think that's how you get them. That's how you get those little island Mexicans that know karate, right? My mom wants me to find a good Catholic girl, so I gotta go to 8 a.m. Mass to look for a girl, because 11 o'clock Mass is for the whores. 8 a.m. is for worship, 11 is to ask for forgiveness, right? I saw you at the club the night before, you're not fooling me. The other day, this girl, I was at work, and I got a Snapchat from this girl. So I opened it up, and it was her with her vibrator. I was like, okay, looks like you're having fun with that vibrator, but what you really need is a job. It's 11 o'clock on a Tuesday. Quit sending nudes, send out some applications. Oh my God. Oh yeah, you guys ever see that movie Step Up? That dance movie? Yeah. When I was younger, when it came out, this girl asked me, she's like, hey Logan, do you want to come see the movie Step Up with me? I was like, no. I don't watch girly dance movies. I only watch cool tough guy movies about the struggle in these streets. Yeah. And then Step Up 2 The Streets came out. Sign me up. Pre-order me those bad boys. Oh, yeah. I recently found out my best friend growing up was autistic. That's pretty cool. My parents told me. Yeah, they told me, and they thought I knew the whole time, but I didn't. I was like, no, I just thought this guy really liked dinosaur fun facts. No, I was wrong. They thought I was being nice, hanging out with the autistic kid. I just related to him the most. You know, we had the same hobbies. We both loved the Lakers. We hated eye contact. It was great. We played on the same basketball team for like 5 years. And it was fun. We got a real bond going there. But I could never help his social status at all. I kind of felt bad. You know, if anything, he helped out my social status. Because I was a little fat Mexican putting up maybe 2 points a game. He was skinny, white, and autistic. He was putting up like 20 plus points a game on like regular black kids, which is impressive. It got me thinking. I'm like, if skinny white autistic kids can do this, imagine big black autistic kids. That's the future of basketball. Forget the Splash Bros, I want to see Rain Man, right? Yeah. The other day, I overheard this guy talking. It was this white guy. He was talking about a 23andMe test, one of those ancestry tests. And he's like, hey man, I'm gonna get one of those 23andMe tests, and if I'm over 10% black, I'm gonna say the N-word. Whoa! That's crazy. I mean, you could pay $200 to see if you could maybe say the N-word, or, hear me out, you could just say the N-word. Because what's the difference? You gonna bring those test results with you everywhere? That doesn't sound like a very good plan to me. What, you think really that's gonna help too? Again, man, stop kicking him in the ribs. He's 10%, he's cool, he's got the paperwork. And who says 10% is the magic number? What if it's 12%? What if it's 15%? You don't know. Now you're just out $200 for nothing? No. If you're thinking about doing that, I can help you out. If you're thinking about paying $200 to see if you can say the N-word, you are 1,000% white. Because that is the whitest shit anyone has ever done. $200 for N-word lottery tickets. And I wouldn't pay over $5. Yeah, man, this is a cool bar. This is a cool place. I feel like you could really tell the difference between the comedians and like who's here just hanging out. The comedians are just like, I hope someone doesn't stab me tonight. The regulars are like, I hope I don't have to stab someone tonight. You know? But this is a cool spot, you know. But no one should get that excited over pool, ever. You know? It sounds like fucking someone just won the Super Bowl. That's like, imagine that was all of Philadelphia last year after the Super Bowl. And that they got that from someone, I don't know, I don't know how pool works. What do? Do you hit a shot? I don't fucking know, guys. But hey, this is just about my time. I'll leave you with this. Speaking of the N-word, I'll leave you with another one of those jokes. So, the other day, I was in the Uber pool, and this guy was singing along to some song, and all of a sudden, he said the N-word. It was a white guy. And I was like, I don't think you could say that, man. He's like, hey, man, it's cool. I was singing. I'm like, yeah, but we're listening to Taylor Swift. All right, you guys have been great. I'm Logan Quiroz. Have a good night. Thank you.
I like that shit right there. God damn, that boy funny. That boy funny. His parents must be upset. You know what I mean? Yo, have a round of applause for Logan Quiroz. And my people del grande. You know what I'm saying? Watch out, baby. I like that sheepskin jacket you got on too. That shit hard. That shit hard. He warm on the outside, cool on the inside. I like that shit. I like that shit.
All right, guys. Hope you enjoyed the show. You can find us on diebarcomedy.com.
Yeah, check us out every week. We're also on iTunes and Spotify. Just look for Die Bar Comedy. Thanks for listening.